What's up, fellas? I just wanted to give you an update on the twin turbo Mustang. I know it's been a while, but had a couple things come up and we were waiting on a bunch of parts, so thought I'd give you an update. So here's what we got going on. What you doing over there?
Nothing.
Who's that? That's Emma. So anyways, this is what we got. We got the motor set in there. Let me back up a little bit. Get the front end off of her. We'll get going to mount the intercooler. But we got her sat in there a couple days ago. Got the turbos mocked up. They're just sitting in there right now on the turbo flanges. So give you a little better shot here. The hot side is a CG Fab twin turbo hot side. It's the one that allows you to keep power steering and air conditioning. You gotta get rid of your front sway bar though. That's the only thing you really gotta delete. You gotta massage your AC lines though, not a big deal. I mocked them up and got them massaged to fit. But for the guys that don't know, this is a 4.6 dual overhead cam, 4-valve engine, basically a Cobra motor. It's got a TED skid block, aluminum block. It's got a Cobra steel crank, forged steel, and a set of H-beam billet rods. Some JE pistons, forged aluminum pistons. It's got a set of heads off of a 05 Navigator. They're the updated ones with more threads, 9 threads in the spark plug holes, because the earlier ones, they had less threads, were notorious for blowing plugs out. So these are the updated heads. Not necessary to run a cooling mod either, because they're the updated heads. They got better cooling in them. What else here? It's Mach 1 upper and lower intake. Upgraded 200 amp alternator. Turbos are a set of Borg-Warner S366s. They're fairly inexpensive quality turbos. They hold up a lot better than some of the Chinese turbos, but they're coming a long ways with some of them Chinese turbos, so I can't knock them. And what else we got on here? Got most of the AM fuel lines running a twin 380 liter per hour pumps, and we got one that runs continuous. And then over here we got hiding under this is a Hobbs switch basically. So when this switch sees I think it's set at 3 pounds, when it sees 3 pounds of a boost through PSI, it will kick the second pump on to add the extra fuel that we need. The injectors are a set of 95 pound injectors, if I remember right, and got them all installed. I still got to run the feed line connected to that AN hose there. I got that ran underneath the car. We are relocating the battery to the trunk. I got that kit. I guess got to mount the battery box and run the I got 1/0 gauge welding cable for the power wires, and I got a nice junction block to go to the alternator and to the fuse box and down to the starter. Over here I also got the CG Fab now makes a cold side intercooler kit. That's the twin turbo intercooler that comes. It's a pretty nice deal. It's a 4-inch core. It's supposed to handle up to 1100 horsepower, I believe is what he rated it at. Pretty nice deal. Comes with all the couplers and the intercooler piping I got sitting over here in a cart. There's a couple of them here, one here, and then a couple more back there, and some couplers and shit all over. It comes with the clamps as well. So, but that's what we got going on with the car. That's an update, and we got a little ways to go. We're waiting on over here. You see, on this side, you got the bumper support. It's supposed to crumple, looks like an accordion, and in a crash it crumples to absorb some of the impact. Well, on this side, it looks like the car right in this area had been hit. This was all deformed, and then this one over here was all, you know, smashed in, so the intercooler didn't want to fit right. So I had to cut that out. We got another one coming. I'm gonna weld it in there, and that way I can get the intercooler mounted and get that stuff all ready to go, and get the intercooler piping all set, and so that's what we got going on there. So that's about what we got going. Oh yeah, we got we're replacing the factory. I don't know if they're factory. It might have been replaced one time, but just some aftermarket shocks. We got some Strange sitting over here. These deals right here. Oh, these motherfuckers are heavy. But some Strange single adjustables, coilover setup for the front, and went to put them on today, but the damn the lower ball joint, I don't know if you can see, let me see here, lower ball joint boot's all torn to fuck, so ordered a couple lower ball joints, some Moog joints, put in on both sides, so we're waiting on them to do the front coilover setup. And then in the back we got some Strange single adjustable 10-way deals, and we're waiting on a couple more quad shock that was back ordered. We're waiting on them to put in. So, and then in here, let me clear this up. This is our fuel setup. We got a 15-gallon fuel cell, sitting in where the spare tire would be. Yeah, and down in here we got it mocked up. We got a little setup there. That's our relay, our fuses for both the fuel pumps. That way, you know, we don't run into any issue blowing fuses and anything like that. Heavy gauge wire. So we got that going. And let's see if I can get in there and you can see it. Got it all labeled so we know where the shit's going. So we'll tidy that up, put it in some loom, make it look good. Anyway, so, and then the battery box is probably going to go over here, mount it over there, and run underneath the car, and get that out of the way. But that's the setup in the trunk. And then underneath, I'll show you the fuel pumps. Yeah, you can see kinda. You can see the fuel pumps mounted, dual fuel pumps. They run to a Y. I'm waiting on one fitting. One fitting for this, so I can hook it up to here, and then that all runs up front, and so we got going on there. It's got an 8.8 in it still, and so that's what we got over here still. Yeah, that's Emma riding her bike, playing on a tablet like usual. Inside, we got our half-ass torn apart. It's long gauges. We got gauges for everything, so we'll know what's going on with the engine. But excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on. There's the other intake tubes, running a BA 5000 mass airflow setup. So that's what we got there. So we'll be using the factory computer, running a quarter horse to program it. That's an Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, the front cover's off a mid-90s Mark 8, Lincoln Mark 8. Like I said, the head's off an 05 Aviator. Intake's 04 Mach 1, upper and lower. Crank's a Cobra crank from like 03 Cobra 4. So that's what we got going on. It's a pretty nice setup. Engine bay turned out pretty good. And that's the whole deal. But so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get that crash support welded in there, and at that point we can just go ahead and get the intercooler, all the piping, all that crap mounted up, and then we'll be on our way. So hoping to have it done in the next month or two. Still waiting on a few little odds and ends, the shit that adds up as you go. So that's what we're doing now. So as soon as that crap gets here, we can get on it and get it done. So, but I'll have some videos coming up as we go, showing you know, how we do a couple things, maybe mounting the intercooler, welding that crash support in, getting that all taken care of. So she's gonna beast. We're shooting for, you know, right around 700 horse. Hopefully you don't have to run a whole bunch of boost to get there. Hoping to be running around 20, you know, 18 to 20 pounds to get there. So engine's built to handle it. It's got ARP everything through it. You know, main studs, side bolts, ARP, head studs are ARP, rod bolts are ARP. You know, everything's top notch. So, you know, on these modulars, there ain't a whole lot of aftermarket for them. You're basically using factory shit the best you can. So, but these things with boost, these little 406 mod motors, they'll run like a son-bitch with a little bit of boost behind them. So, but that's what we got going on, fellas. So that's a little update. You know, like, subscribe, and you'll have some more videos coming here soon. As soon as we get a couple parts in, I'll get another video up, and you'll see the progress. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks.